is AUTOart AMG G63, and this is almost real AMG G63. Both are 118 diecast model cars, but some details are built differently. In this video, I'm gonna comparison the difference between these model cars from exterior, interior, material, suspension, and some special features. Each car has its own advantage. I'm gonna judge which is better and which one you prefer to have. We will see. First is the exterior. Starts from the front. You can see two types of headlights. Almost real have a tiny black dot inside. It's the xenon headlight. After 2008, diecast have changed HID headlights to this. But AUTOart headlight is still HID headlight. It isn't lit correctly. And not even G63, G63 6x6, G500 4x4 also have this kind of issue. The daytime headlight, you can see almost real is more separated, and each light is more construction. Almost real turning light has a yellow sticker on it, making the light look like it is working. AUTOart makes the light look static. There should be a trailer hook in front. AUTOart made it right. Almost real has two, the height inside the skid plate. Almost real can switch the bumper as an option. The rings and disc brake are basically the same, but AUTOart painted the rings, making those have more reflection. If you look deeper, you will see AUTOart's disc brake have more texture, making the details looks better. Almost real is flat and bold, looks clean but not that well. Most interesting thing is the tire. The tire seems made of rubber instead of plastic. You can actually squish the tire. It makes feel like rubber. While you push the car, you can feel more resistance. Without grip, you can see almost real is sliding. Go for a roof. AUTOart has this tiny antenna, but almost real doesn't. Most important thing is AUTOart doesn't have sunroof, but almost real every G-Wagon have the sunroof. You can see the interior by the sunroof. Then is the trunk. They are basically the same. The iconic spare tire. Almost real is shine, super clean, and the reflection is great. When you flip the car, you can see the G63 AMG just on it. AUTOart is also performing well, but when you flip the car, bro, what the fuck is this? How is this possible? It's an AUTOart, and this detail was supposed to do well, but since they just give up. If you look closer, you can see the Mercedes logo on AUTOart spare tire. It's a flat sticker on it. And almost real is a physical logo. It looks much better. There's a tiny port near the trailer hook. It's the power port in real life. This detail doesn't matter, but almost real still make it. And this has a tiny Mercedes logo on it. Other parts like side step or exhaust and brake light are not much different, so I'm gonna skip it. Second is the interior. Let's start from the engine room. Pop the hood. Well, this is impressive. You can see more pipes and stickers to dress it. Also paint the engine with black and silver, and other parts paint to black, makes the engine much bright and realistic. AUTOart looks normal, without paint drips and pipes around. The engine room looks slightly empty. Before you close the hood, you might find another detail on the hood. Almost real fence is not solid, which means you can see my finger through the fence. But AUTOart doesn't. It's a pure solid piece stuck on the hood. One special thing I want to say is that engine room of Almost Real is not sealed at all. You can see my fingers through the engine room. A paperclip can go through the engine room too, which means Almost Real want to build a real car is. Pop the door, you can see Almost Real door can reach 90 degrees. The door trim is filled with some stickers to simulate the buttons, and the door handle looks like it's electroplated. Then, you can see all the buttons are painted and in the correct site. Like steering wheel, instrument panel, and the central panel, around by carbon fiber sticker. Gear lever and knob are independent and complete, and also have seat belt and buckles. For passenger seats, very clean, and of course, must have cup holders. There's a carbon fiber sticker on the front handle. In this spot, you can see all the details. Looking great. The floor mat is fluff, full of a whole floor, front, back, and side. There's nothing special in the trunk, but window tint sounds weird. Fluffy mats on both sides, but central is another material, feeling smooth and frosted. Pop the door. AUTOart only reach 45 degrees. Starting from the door trim, the door has buttons, but it's not painted, which makes its roof. Since other parts are normal, the central panel is also dressed with carbon fiber stickers. In the back seat, the only difference is there's a screen on the headrest, and of course, cup holders. And there's a tiny mistake on this car, a tiny screw on the back seat on both sides. Even G500 4x4 and G63 6x6 have this issue. It not just fit on this. The interior should be clean and scaled. I wish AUTOart would fix this. For passenger seat, there's a carbon fiber sticker on the front handle, but I might scratch a little. The only thing special is this seat has a cup holder. The floor mat is more fluffy than Almost Real, full of whole floor. The trunk's window tint also make a weird sound. The floor mats are the same and also have a couple mats. If you flip the car, you can find evidence that Almost Real puts lots of effort into the interior. See? Can you imagine that they made these details that buyer will never notice? This is insane. Well, there's barely nothing. Then, the material. Almost Real is a diecast model car, and most of the parts is metal. AUTOart is also a diecast model car, but most of the parts are ABS, a composite material. Visually you can't tell the difference, but you can feel Almost Real is much heavier, around 1 kilogram. An AUTOart is around 700 grams. Two types of material brings different experiences. The whole construction is diecast. The doors and hood are metal of ABS. Not the car, nothing different. Every time I open the door, you can hear the opening sound. But AUTOart doesn't have. You can hear a different sound while hitting the door. The best part is closing it. God damn! Oh yeah! Material innovation makes the detail have more contribution. Popper hood seems normal, but AUTOart can put in any height if you want. Almost real be like. How? Because AUTOart is ABS, but almost real is metal. How to know if the suspension works well? You can do like this. Not that well. Oh yeah, perfect. Almost real does have it, but it's not that efficient. AUTOart can do it independently. The suspension works anytime. But the car is always stable. How good is AUTOart suspension? Gets two tiny bricks and set under the tire. You can notice that all the tire can reach the ground and works at the same time. But almost real things stuck on there, not even working. These cars shows two different types of performance when a car is driving. Both car moves smoothly. Almost real looks stable and tough. With better suspension, AUTOart looks a little bit goofy, because the suspension is more sensitive. Almost real suspension might not that good, but there are two hiding features most people might not notice. When you drive a car going left or right, the steering wheel will turn back to straight. And this car can also do this. First, you need to lift the car, and you will witness this miracle. Whether turning left or right, it will turn back straight. Even in the driver's seat, you can also see this. The designer might not think about it, because the car is heavy. This is why people cannot find this feature when the car stays on the table. Another thing is about the drive shaft. This thing works while the car is moving. It's alive! It's alive! You can see the rear wheels are synchronized, and the drive shaft works at the same time. This is the part that makes the wheels turn straight. For AUTOart, this car doesn't have those features. AUTOart also has this part. That means they had that ambition to make it before, but somehow they just give up. This cars brings countless surprises. Once you explore more, it will make you passionate and eager for the car. Its clever designs are hardcore and challenging, but the model car this is how a model car is supposed to be. Exteriors, interiors, functions, and how far it can simulate a car is always an issue for any model car manufacturer. Each brand has its own advantage. If making the model car more realistic, the price goes crazily higher. A fair price to get an industrial art is a great deal. Two manufacturers have two different goals. Almost Real focus on the exterior and the interior, making sure every detail is as the same as the real car, and puts another effort into functional parts. Their designers are smart and bold, always challenging themselves to build a model car like a real car, so you can explore a car for a while. It can always surprise you. AUTOart focus on the functional parts and material revolution, like suspension and tires, which are the basic equipment on the new cars. They make different standards for different types of cars. G-Wagon focus on suspension and finish most of the exterior and interior. Most, yes, which is why the details do not look so well. It looks like original and unfinished. For me, I think both cars are the best. These are the textbook and iconic. One completely looks like a real car and even simulates like a real car. Another one has a great ability for suspension. This car can simulate any situation on the terrain and has the rubber tires to handle. Most importantly, this car has a spare cup holder. What do you guys think? Which car is your favorite?